welcome. So suppose I'm back with Wallet, SoCal, Derek, and Big Boy is back. How we all doing? What's going on?
Good.
All right. So a lot of things are going. This is the playoff edition. NFL. If we get to other sports, we'll try. But it's mostly for NFL. We got a lot of people on here from different teams. I love it. We got my Chiefs. We got Two Wallets' Titans. We got Big Boys Giants.
Bluetooth disconnected.
And we got my Bluetooth disconnecting. And we got SoCal's Dolphins, as you can see, rocking the poncho Dolphin. Look at that. Oh, he got the poncho. Joey Two Wallace looking like he just got off the tee in the green. What did you just shoot? You know what I'm saying? And we got the blue light district on over here in the bottom left. All right. So let's get into this right now. We will recap real quick the national championship game. Georgia, out of nowhere, shocked me. It was a great game, 6-9 in the first. I was like, oh man, Georgia's gonna go live soon because I'm like, this is one of those games. I had to go to bed for work. I wake up, it's 30. Georgia whoops them. Who saw the game? What was going on? What do you got?
Ooh, I thought Joey was gonna hop on this first because what I saw was a lot of defense, and guess what? Some more defense. If there was an MVP for the game, it's literally everybody that was on that side of the ball on that Georgia field. They did not break at all. They made them settle for field goals. And that's how you win games. You don't let them get the whole enchilada. Yeah, they can get a piece. They can get a sliver, but they ain't getting the whole thing off here. And the way that they came alive in the fourth quarter was something I did not expect to see. I thought it was going to be a close game throughout the whole thing, to be honest with you. But the fourth quarter, offense came alive with some touchdown receptions. That tight end, he finally got his. It was beautiful. But also those penalties was killing both the teams a little bit. They're going to need to work on their discipline some more. But it just really came down to Georgia playing like Georgia when they saw Alabama. That's something I've been waiting to see for a long time. It was beautiful. I could go for another one of those all over again.
All right. What do you got? Two Wallets, what you thinking?
All right. I'm glad Big Boy put me up there. It's like, Joey got defense. All I really got to say is congratulations to Georgia. I'm going to say this very quick because I'm not taking nothing away from Georgia. You guys know how much I love Nick Saban and Bama. Starting corner out, one of your off linemen out, and your best receivers out, didn't matter. Nick Saban, that doesn't matter. For other mediocre coaches, that might matter because you, A, don't have, or B, but you got that much talent on that team, it don't matter. So I'm putting all that to the side to say this. Alabama. They go on the line. Those corners were bigger and physical than receivers. Hey, Young did all he could. And the last thing I can say about Georgia is, after 40 years, congratulations. And I couldn't be happier. For Georgia. And I will say this last thing about Alabama. It sucks for Georgia because we expect Alabama to win every year. So we look at Georgia like they didn't dominate everybody all year. They dominated everybody they played. Here's one game, and that was one game they lost. So congrats.
All right. Hey, Joe, check your mic because you were having a little bit of a choppy problem real quick with your mic. So we'll get back to you in a minute. SoCal, what you got? Did you watch this game?
Hey, man, let me just say this. I cannot say this without preface it. I expected a butt kicking by Alabama. But that is not what happened. Everything I expected Alabama to come out, control the ball, control the down and distance, control the defensive line, just run amok, and they got absolutely destroyed. It was a completely different Alabama team in a national championship game than it was during the SEC national championship game. Two different teams showed up to two different games. It was like they took their offenses and defenses and flip-flopped to each other. It was completely different than what I expected. And actually, as soon as the wide receiver for Alabama got hurt, it's like the whole tide turned. It was like a whole different game. Georgia came ready to play. They was not messing around this time. They came in like real Bulldogs, and they was not messing around. The first time they played, when they played in the SEC championship game, they came in and they got tired. They were sweating, on the field. They could not get off the field. Alabama was marching up and down the field. This second time, man, what a different game. They were ready to play. They had vendetta in their brain and in their hearts, and they came back and they proved the point that they were the number one team in the nation.
Yeah. Yep. And Tanya over here saying Georgia had a great defense, though. Yeah, they have a great defense, but here's how I look at it as. You take your top guy and you go, oh, by the way, you lost. You're going to lose your one of your big number one receivers gets injured pregame. It was like everybody – it's like you take – we'll use my team for this for sake. You take Patrick Mahomes and you took all his weapons away. They all got injured the night before the Super Bowl. And what do you expect him to do? Where do you expect him to where go? Or, it's like all those weapons were just gone. What's up, big boy?
They still got 5-star recruits on the bench. It's Alabama.
Yeah.
I know, but it's Alabama. At the same time, those recruits aren't with the whole, into everything. So I don't know how many of those recruits actually were in the walkthroughs and in the practices getting those reps for first round with the first team. But then again, Georgia had something to prove because I had a blowout too. SoCal, I had a blowout. I said, oh, this is a route. I put on I'm not even going to worry about it. And when it was 9-6, I was like, man, I wish I didn't have to get up and ready to go to work because I was like, I really wanted to watch it. And then when I wake up and see 33 points on Alabama, I was like, okay, it must have been a high scoring back and forth, just like that old school, the Tua. Speaking of Tua, that game, we were like, oh man, it must be great. And I was shocked to see that score. See, they put 33 on Alabama. We'll see where Alabama goes. I hear there's a lot of transfer portals coming up with them, so maybe it's the tide is finally turned, and it's not Alabama's not going to be around. So, hey, Two Wallace, you think we'll see what you got, man? Let's see if we got this working. What you got?
How do I sound now?
You're good.
Okay. About the transfer portals, I think honestly that this is going to help Alabama. Like, for example, one of the wide receivers who got hurt for Alabama was a transfer from Ohio State. There are people that are going to want to go to Ohio State because when Nick Saban changed about hiring better offense, now more Julio Jones, the Derrick Henrys, more offensive guys, not offensive linemen, are now heading to them. So I think it'll be a play in the next 5-6 years.
All right.
I don't know, man. Some of those 5-star recruits that Alabama would have scooped up before are now going to other schools. I mean, a lot of other schools, a lot of other programs are coming in hot with all the coaching changes. People are saying, hey, this school's hot. SC now with the upgraded coach position, a lot of players that would have went to Alabama, OSU, or one of the other top schools in the nation are now saying, hey, you know what, USC, we're going to go to that juggernaut because they look like they have their stuff together. So we don't know. The landscape of the NCAA is changing over now, man. And some of those guys that were going to go or assign other places are now leaving.
State, Deion got a couple of 5-star recruits down there too.
Yeah, well, I'm saying don't sleep on Deion. He's doing something down there.
Yeah, he is. He's doing great down there.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about earlier, like, is Dion ready to be in the pros? I think he's just good in the in where he's at college. Make his way up. I mean, I personally was like, hey, if he makes this Jackson Southern good, maybe he can go to Florida State.
Hey, wouldn't that be awesome to see him at Florida State?
I was hoping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
like
that would be
Florida, as we know, is done.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna get to a couple things. We talked a little bit. If you guys can check out the YouTube, it was Black Monday firings in the NFL. There's a couple coaches that got fired later after this episode, and I have my man, Big Boy, real quick. Your boy Joe Judge got fired, but also we were talking earlier, like, man, they need to fire Dave Gettleman. I'm like, the dude resigned, and you were so happy. What are your thoughts? Who do you think you should go for in the coaching and general manager? Because,
With Gettleman no longer there, I see a lot brighter days over there in the Giants because anybody could be hired for the GM and do a lot better of a job. I'm going to say that one more time so the seats in. Anybody can be hired for that position and do much better as a job. I don't know how this happened, how this was even legal, but they allowed this man to stay in office going 10-30 at one point. Or was it 10-40 at one point, actually? Who does that? Where they do that? Where they do that at? Also, his draft. Bullshit. Oh, go ahead. I'll let you chime in. Everybody get on this.
No, I just said they do Detroit.
That dude's draft was so trifling. You take away Saquon, my Hernandez, my O-lineman, and one defensive linebacker, Lorenzo Carter. The rest of it, I don't know, man. I don't know. He has a what? A .292 ratio. Yeah, he had a goal. Him and everybody who came with him. Now, in fact, you got to clean the whole house. Get him as gone. Sorry, Joe Judge, I like you, but you bought that house. You was with the party with him. You got to rock on out too on that school bus. The coordinators too. Everybody got to go. I ain't never seen nothing like this before.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm thinking the same way. I was like, okay, he's interviewing for a job that they don't even have a general manager. I'm the type of guy. Look, if you fire your general manager, you're gonna fire their whole staff. Mm-hmm. Let the general manager get his guy. Joe Judge had no shot into going into this. He had no shot into going into the making that team. Because if he did, they weren't going to do anything. It was going to be like, okay, well, you're my Band-Aid. I'm going to Band-Aid you until I can figure out who's out there, what's going on. But the other guy I want to talk about is because we got SoCal, and he's like, well, I can't believe it. What happened?
Hey, man.
Brian Flores.
I know all the Dolphin fans that are out there watching right now want to hear what I got to say about this, so I'm gonna give it to you raw as I can. First off, Brian Flores being fired by the Miami Dolphins, and let me tell you why. Because nobody in the organization liked him or got along with him. That's why he could not keep an old coordinator to save his life. That is truth. There was so many problems in the organization with him. He got in constant fights with Tua. There's an article in the Sun Sentinel this morning that he was actually cussing out Tua during the Titan game. So much stuff going on that a lot of people didn't know behind the doors. There are a lot of players that actually came out and are saying, yeah, there's not a whole lot of people in the locker room he had support with. There are some, but not a whole lot. Most of the locker room actually didn't care for him too much. So I know there are some players that are out saying, yeah, he was good. We like him, but there's like 4 or 5 compared to like 60, Yeah. It's a big difference. When I heard the news about him arguing with Tua, cussing him out, telling him, hey, you need to do better during the game in Tennessee, my first thought was, bro, you needed to be running the ball. That was your decision to come out and start throwing the ball. You don't throw the ball in freezing rain with a kid that isn't used to that environment. You ease him into that. Ryan Tannehill was destroying us in that game, and so was the game plan there in Tennessee, and their game plan was run the ball. Heck, they had the running back looking like the stud running back that they have in Henry, and Henry wasn't even on the field. So the fact that we fired him, to me at least, is a plus. We need a coach that's going to come in and he's going to nurture Tua and he's going to build Tua and he's going to create a line and get a decent running game going. We don't need a coach that's going to create division and strife in the locker room or in the front office. Think about this. Chris Greer, a lot of people in the Dolphin land are saying, hey, we should have fired Chris Greer. Think of all the players that Chris Greer has brought into the Miami Dolphins. You're talking about Minkah Fitzpatrick. You're talking about Mike Gesicki. You're talking about Ryan Tannehill at one point was part of that whole group that brought him in. I mean, there's so many players that he has brought into the Dolphin organization, and to go and say that this guy was a bust, I don't believe it. I do believe, though, that Flores was the problem, became the problem, and I think you're going to see that when he goes to another team. I think he'll come in quiet like he did with the Dolphins, and over time he's going to want more power, just like he did with the Dolphins. And then you're going to see, oh, it wasn't the Dolphins organization that was the problem. It was actually Brian Flores. I would like to see Brian Dable as the coach, or I would like to see Jim Caldwell. Jim Caldwell is a guy that I really think the Miami Dolphins should bring in because he has the time and he has the energy. He has the Super Bowls. He's been to Super Bowls. He's been to playoffs. He knows how to deal with guys. He has the good attitude. He reminds me of a guy that just knows what to do. He could get everybody under him and get where you need to go. And I think this team in Miami has the talent. They have the front office. Now we need the coach. You need the coach that matches the players. And that's what I think. What do you think?
Well, I want to say first off, hold on. First off, this is what they're doing in Miami right now. Okay, that's what they're doing in Miami right now. They are cheering the fact that he's gone. Look, to me personally, I'll say it again, like I said on the Monday's episode. This is another failed attempt of the Bill Belichick tree of the coaches coming out of here. Okay, none of them have worked. Maybe Vrabel is maybe the closest to Josh McDaniels, and the only reason why I put Josh McDaniels is because he gave Tim Tebow a playoff victory. So, I mean, I like Brian Flores, but I did not like Brian Flores with Tua in Miami. I like Tua in Miami. I just know that you need a better coach. I'm not sure about Jim Caldwell. I like what I said earlier. Maybe you get that old guy out of the CBS booth and you bring him down and you say, look, BC, come over here, come down here to Miami, help us out. Help me out with this young stud quarterback. Or you go and say, hey, Michigan, what does it take to get Jim Harbaugh down to Miami? Even though they said they're not going after him, but I think that could just be smoke and mirrors.
I don't think Jim Harbaugh will end up in Miami. I think the guy that you really got to look at in Miami is actually going to be Doug Peterson. I think Doug Peterson has what it takes to be an NFL coach, and I think he's a guy that the Dolphins are going to look at. The Dolphins are actually throwing a wide net right now, and they're actually everybody that they're looking at. I've been surprised, but I've also been intrigued. They're looking at Vince Joseph. I've been intrigued by that. I'm also intrigued by Mike McDonald in San Francisco as the coordinator. They're looking at him. That's another intriguing thought pattern outside the box. But get me right here. The Miami Dolphins need to go with a proven coach. They don't need to get a guy that's never done it before as a head coach. They need a proven guy this time. We've done all the experiments. It's time to get rid of the experiments.
Well, okay. Go ahead, Two Wallace. Go ahead. What you got?
Almost everything he said. I know my camera went off for a minute. I wanted to yell as much as I possibly could. Well, me and SoCal go through this. Me and SoCal love the offseason too. So if I'm just talking Dolphins from an outside perspective, before I go to SoCal, let me hit Big Chief for a second. We've always found that the failed part of the Belichick tree is never the first time. It's the second job where we see them fail. The only person we know won't make it was the rocket scientist who went to Detroit. That's the only guy we know won't make it and won't get another job. Big boy, I hope you agree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2, SoCal. We agree on one thing. You guys don't need any more rookie head coaches. But I want to try and say this as nicely as possible. Ross is not Ross from Friends. Ross from Friends is like he tries to help everybody, And could you be any smarter? Not y'all, Ross. Y'all, Ross loves to control everything. He's going to try and micromanage the next guy he hires. That's why he's not going to hire a vet guy. He's not going to hire a guy who's been there. He's not going to hire Doug Peterson. As much as I completely agree with you on what you said about it. Hiring, I think me and Big Chief spoke about this off camera. Hiring the wide receivers coach from the Rams, or hiring the Cincinnati Bengals offensive coordinator, or even hiring the Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator. That sounds like something Ross would do because he wants to control them. He doesn't want to have football people run football things. Only reason why I give any credibility for this guy anyway, when that team was rebuilt in, we'll say, a solid 2 years, they looked a lot better on the field than when Adam Gase was there. That team now looks a lot better than when Adam Gase. A lot better. And that guy just happened to be on top of the football program, and he just happened to disagree with the owner. You know what? I give him credit. Even though I don't think he's the greatest coach in the world, I don't think he's a great manager, I think he's a great teacher of football. I think he's going to be beneficial somewhere else that's not Miami.
Well, I think that I was one of the people that was on the train for Brian Flores when Brian Flores came to Miami. I think I was one of the guys that was, out there yelling the loudest, yes, we want Brian. But as time goes on and you see that you're not making the playoffs after 3 years, at some point you got to say, okay, when is enough enough? The Dolphins have always fired the guy too late, right? We've always, hey, it's too late. Now everybody's saying, well, Dolphins, now it's too early. So, I mean, no matter what Ross does, everybody in the media and all the fans around the world always are going to have something negative to say about this guy because he can't do it. He can't do it too early and he can't do it too late. So what does the guy do? It's like everybody handcuffs the guy to not be able to, do what he needs to do. I mean, the national media is hounding him and saying it's such a bad organization. I don't believe it's a bad organization. I just don't. I do believe that Brian Flores may get it right somewhere else, but I still think that is still unknown. He has to prove that he can consistently take a team to the playoffs or go deep in the playoffs to be considered a success in the NFL. He has not done that in 3 years, and I don't know if he's going to do that somewhere else. I do know for a fact Brian Flores wants more control than just coach. I know that because he tried it in Miami, and that's why he got fired.
Yep.
Okay.
Fact.
So, all right. So we're going to switch to another team, and shockingly, I haven't heard this guy getting fired. I was actually shocked that he's still here. How come Robert Sacre is still the Jets head coach?
Robert Saleh from the Jets?
Yeah. Because they're the Jets, man.
Can I please go first?
Go ahead.
Now, big boy, I'm not taking a shot, but you might agree with me. The most physical looking football team, the better football team in New York this year was not the Giants, it was the Jets. Even though I keep harping that I don't like their rookie quarterback. My story ain't changed. I don't like their quarterback. But that defensive line looked good at times. That secondary looked good at times. Those linebackers are actually athletic. And that offensive line, even though it's not great, those dudes hustle for Robert Saleh. That's why he kept his job, because they look like a functional football team.
Yeah, I was just shocked because, I mean, the Jets and the Giants, they go through coaches like, toilet paper. Okay, so I was waiting for him to be the first, another one to be gone, just because I know his defense in San Francisco was great. Heck, they took the Chiefs to. I mean, if they run the ball, they win the Super Bowl. That defense was one crazy trick, one big play. They didn't have that one big play that caught him that lost the Niners the Super Bowl. So I get where he's at, another defensive coach in an offensive league. And with this new quarterback, what they got, yes, I don't know if this kid Wilson is the next coming. He could just be another name on the back of the jersey. You know, they're looking for that next quarterback. And I don't think it's going to be him, but I give him one more year. I think if they finish 4-13 this year, if they only win 4 games this coming up as in the next season, he's gone. I think he's gone. I think he's going to be. He'll be gone. So, would you care to put a case on that?
Green lighted, big boy.
Oh, snap.
I'll put a case on it right now. The Jets will have 4+ wins.
4+ wins.
Woo! 4+ wins next year for Robert Saleh and the Jets. And I'll put it this way. Jay Cutler Jr. ain't going to play half the games because that little Wiley kid going to get hurt.
Okay.
You heard him put a green light on it.
Right. All right. So we got playoff time coming up. Wild card weekend coming up. Great wild card. I love this. I'm for the one bye and the extra wild card team. I'm for it. This is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
See that
Same
Monday night game is going to be great.
Monday night football playoff game.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's awesome, right?
Monday night as well.
Yes, three games on Sunday, 2 games on Saturday, 1 game on Monday night. It's going to be great. Out of all these teams, who do you got coming out going to the Super Bowl? Out of all these playoff teams,
already?
Hey, this is it right now. Jump up! I'm not making you wait till after wild card weekend.
Wow.
Right now. Right
Picking
now.
the Miami Dolphins.
You've seen 17 games.
Not this year.
It's the Giants against the Dolphins. The New York Giants versus the Miami Dolphins.
Hey, they might beat us this year.
Yes, right out the gate. Right out the gate. This is bam, right out the gate. I'm not making you guys wait till after Walker. You've seen 17 games with these teams. There are 17 games out.
Okay, I'll go last. I'm calling it. I'll go last.
Okay. Let's go with the SoCal. Go ahead, SoCal.
I'm gonna say my AFC team is the future home of where I'm gonna live. So that's gonna be Kansas City, baby. That's gonna be Kansas City. The NFC team that I got going to the Super Bowl, that's gonna be the Green Bay Packers. So I think it's gonna be the Packers versus the Chiefs.
All right, big boy. Who you got?
What are you, Ant-Man?
Low key over there.
Hey, that's low key, brother. That's low key. When you want crazy, when you want anarchy, you got to go low key, brother.
All right, what you got, big boy?
I'm gonna have to go with the Chiefs too. I feel like they have a bit of separation to the competition they have right now in their conference. There's a lot of new faces up in there this year for them. They might not have the pedigree to go against an experienced, battle-hardened team like the Chiefs, who's done this a few times before. And as for the NFC, that's a tough one. I'm gonna say whoever beats Green Bay in the NFC Championship.
Whoever beats them?
Whoever beats them. Because I don't know what it is about Green Bay. It's like I want to say they can do it, but they get to that championship and then it just falls apart on them.
But are they going to be like Georgia and get through it this time?
I don't know, man. You know, I don't like to see a breath of fresh air. I like to see the Cardinals make it. That's something new, something out there.
Yeah.
So I picked this in the beginning of the Super Bowl, beginning of the year, and I'm sticking with it. Kansas City, Los Angeles Rams. I've been saying it all year long. This is the game. This is what's going to happen. And the fact is that I was like, cool, another home team is going to play in their hometown for the Super Bowl. Fortunately, it's probably not going to happen. They're going to probably end up playing in Jerry's World due to the fact that I just saw and heard on TV that they're only saying 20% of the audience for the Super Bowl, and they're telling the NFL that, and the NFL saying heck no. And Jerry Jones said, "I will pack this stadium fully so you can make some money." Bad for LA because now they lost Super Bowl again. They lost Super Bowl 2 times because the first time they had to push it back because of the whole when they were building that stadium and the whole mudslides. So now that you lose it, you're going to lose all this money for the city of LA because of this. But I'm still going to say it's going to be the Chiefs. I still think the Rams, even though they lost to Arizona, okay, I mean, and they lost to the 49ers, but they won the division. I still think they're going to somehow, some way with that defense, okay, with that defense and the fact that they can just not turn the ball over, with Matthew Stafford can just go back to conservative Matthew Stafford and not throw it deep. I still think they're going to go against the Chiefs as much as I know 2 outs is fiending, ready to go. Ready to go. He's just ready to go.
He's man hit you
But
with
I still say that the Chiefs will host the AFC Championship game.
Hey, one thing real quick. Let's not forget that today Eric Weddle came out of retirement to join the Rams.
Yes, he did.
That is going to be huge.
Yep. So, all right. We've waited for this. So I put a clock on it. Got to go like at least a minute and a half, okay?
Hit him with the Kamea player, bro.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, I had to like, Kamea. Okay. I'm glad you picked that up. Okay. I don't need a minute and a half. I want to keep this as simple as possible. Who is the most 2 consistent teams from both conferences? Green Bay? Nope. I don't see it. They can't stop the run. So that means that there's 3 teams that can go up to Green Bay and beat them in their house. San Francisco, Dallas, and Tampa Bay. I'm not betting on Tom in the first round. The last time Tom lost in the first round, they got stomped out by Tennessee. Do I really need to say that any prouder? The team that scares me, one in the AFC, one in the NFC. San Francisco scares me and Tennessee scares me. Because with both teams, they're going to be the most physical team no matter who plays them. And that's who I'm picking for the Super Bowl. Normally, I would never, ever pick San Francisco. But I told you, SoCal, you love Tua. I would love to see Jimmy G go down to South Beach. He would fit real nicely there.
No, we don't want to. We got Tua. Tua's not going nowhere. Miami just bought all in on Tua.
I understand and feel you. But I still love me some Jimmy GQ. You know what? Because Jimmy GQ is going to be like Tom Brady. He's going to play horrible for 2.5 quarters, and all of a sudden it's, oh, wait, that was a good pass. Wait, that didn't go but for 6 yards if the dude kept going. Oh, wait, that was a good pass out of nowhere. How many times have we seen Tom Brady do that for years? When the pressure is on, Jimmy GQ is GQ.
Yeah, but you need a certain quarterback and personality in Miami because that environment could get you tore up real quick. That party scene.
Hey,
Jimmy G with the.
Who else can handle the big personalities that Jimmy GQ that he deals with in San Francisco? Okay. If he can deal in San Francisco. And he can deal sitting behind Tom. I'm pretty sure that dude can handle the business in Miami.
Well, guess what? I am taking a new leaf and thing, and I'm going to be like, I'm not going to say nothing bad about Tom Brady. I'll be like, you know what? No. I'm going to be like, Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time.
Just so he doesn't come back on you.
Because know why? I ain't going to do that. Because last time I did that, I talked all this mess last year that he was old as hell, and they destroyed my team.
I think that have more of your team having offensive linemen hurt. Fisher being hurt, I think, really hurt you in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And the continuity on the line with him hurt, I think, is what hurt you in the Super Bowl.
So we got Tennessee and Dallas for Romero. Okay. And then John says the Rams never play well in the snow. Well, they're semi-dome team. And
Yeah, that's why I didn't
California,
pick them to win in Green Bay.
But I don't even know if Green Bay will host an NFC Championship game because maybe San Francisco beats Green Bay before they get to. Because if not my mistaken, I think Frisco can play Green Bay in Green Bay, right? Mm-hmm. I don't see Dallas beating. Mm-hmm. I don't see Dallas beating Philly this weekend either. Okay,
I don't either. I actually have Philly on that one.
All you got Philly beating Tampa?
I have Philly winning this weekend. Yeah, I think they're going to come out and prove something.
I think Tom Brady's going to win on the last drive of that game and mark you wrong, and then Tom Brady loses the next round.
Tom Brady is
the biggest X factor right now in the whole playoff scene.
Yeah, because I got San Francisco beating Dallas. Okay, I think San Francisco beats Dallas, and I think Frisco's going to beat Dallas, and I think Frisco's going to. I don't be shocked if you do see 2 years ago, and you might see a Chiefs Niner Super Bowl. I wouldn't be shocked because
I wouldn't be shocked at that
because the Niners are playing at the right time, playing everything at the right time. So I wouldn't be shocked. If I had to put a dark horse, I would say that. I would love to see it be Arizona versus Kansas City so we can have a Sports Daddy TV Bowl, Postal Bro Bowl. That'd be awesome. Okay. There may be an AFC Championship game. Well,
okay, but look, hold on. I'm honest about my Cardinals. This coach is first time to playoff pressure, and so is my quarterback. J.J. Watt's not afraid of the moment. We all know
J.J. Watt playing?
He's supposed to. He's supposed to. He was designated to take a week off and then come back possibly. Yeah, go Cincinnati. Woohoo! Yeah, beat the Raiders.
Yeah.
The Raiders might shock some people too, though.
They could get that dub.
What?
The Raiders might shock some people.
Okay, I'm going to put it right now. Okay. There's no way I'm betting on the worst offensive line in the playoffs. Not going to happen. And I'll bet a case against all three of y'all right now.
Babe.
Green light it? Big boy? You want it? You want that case?
Wait, you going for Cincy? Because I'm going for
No, I'm going for Oak. I'm sorry. Look, I said Oak, not Oakland. I'm going for Vegas.
I'm going for Cincy. So
I'm going for Oakland. Or dang, not Oakland, Las Vegas.
See? I'm not the only one.
Hey, you're lucky I didn't say L.A.
I got Cincinnati on this game. I got Cincinnati. I got Cincinnati.
Okay, so I got a case against Big Boy. Are you in there too? Because you'll make the list too.
Make it. Write it down.
Are you ready to get Chris Jericho?
Yeah. Write it down. He makes the list. He makes
the list.
Okay. He gets the list on. So, all right. So, does anybody hear what Ben Roethlisberger said about this game coming up? Yeah.
I didn't.
Please educate.
Okay. He's basically said that the Chiefs are even though they're not the number one seed, quote unquote, in the AFC, they are the number one team in the AFC because they've gone to the Super Bowl 2 times in a year. Okay, and that basically he's saying is this, and he put it out there. Yeah, we ain't got a shot. All we're gonna do, we're gonna go out there, but we're gonna get our butt kicked. I think he's trolling to see if any of these guys will pick it up in bulletin board material. Because honestly, think this guy could, it's welcome to your retirement party. We're hosting a retirement party for Big Ben.
Yeah.
In Arrowhead this weekend, but at the same time, I don't think he's meaning that. I think he's fishing. I think he's trolling, trying to get something out because you don't play in the NFL and go, even though we made the playoffs on the skin of our teeth because as John said, Brandon Staley should be fired for calling timeout with 2 seconds after that. So,
take that back, John. Take that back.
Okay. All right. So even though he said that,
Herbert was as great as everybody says he was, they wouldn't have needed that timeout.
You hold on. You mean that guy who's top 5 in everything? That guy?
We just lost the
He's
show.
top
Big
5.
Chief.
Wait. And Big Chief, you talking about retirement parties. That dude's in the bottom 5 in everything. That dude needs a retirement home, not a retirement party.
Well,
Get that dude out of here. And
is he playing Jedi mind tricks?
He can't spell Jedi. Look,
there you go.
Big Chief, I'm gonna say this right now, and I promise this was all my heart. If Big Ben goes to Arrowhead and wins that game, I will never forgive the Chiefs, because that means I got to talk about them next week. I'm telling you right now. I know everybody said that they're on upset alert. I'm telling you right now. If they beat the Chiefs, I will never, ever forget the Chiefs. Ever.
I don't think the Chiefs fan base would either.
Yeah, that's gonna be a riot.
One and done.
Yeah.
One and done. I'm a
Ever, honey, ever. You look, my wife even said ever. Yes, ever.
Forever.
Forever. Yeah, forever. I will never. As much as I love the Marcus Allens, oh my gosh, Elvis Gerbacks, Trent Greens, Priest Holmes, I will never forgive them if they lose to Pittsburgh. Never.
Next week, you may not see that cardboard cutout if they lose. It might be okay. That cardboard cutout over there, it might be a fire starter.
Yeah.
So.
Oh wow.
So, hey, all right.
Retirement bus party.
The Chiefs are favored by 12.5. And
they better be about 17.
I think the Steelers are going to get blown out of the stadium.
Yeah, let's see. If I look at the schedule from the last time they played each other, which was not that quite long ago, they beat the Steelers 36-10, and that wasn't even that close, and that was the day after Christmas. So, what's that? 3 weeks later, they're playing them again. Yeah. I'm more concerned about the Chiefs' defense, Chiefs' offense, because the Chiefs' offense is lackluster at times. That's where I'm more concerned about this whole entire playoffs. It's not the defense. It's more the offense, because in that Cincinnati game, you scored 28 points in the first half. You go, oh, this is gonna be a rout. We got number 1 seed locked up because we're gonna play Denver next week. Denver almost beats us. Cincinnati defense shows up and our offense stalls out, only scores 3 points in the next half. I don't know what Chief defense, Chief offense, and Chief team in general is going to show up. I don't think they'll play. I do think they win by 17. I think it is going to be a rout, but I'm just not quite sure as far as what team's going to show up this playoff run. I'm hoping for the third straight Super Bowl.
Okay, just real quick, Big Chief, we have the same exact fear. But let me point on the other side of that track that I do respect about Pittsburgh. His name is Mike Tomlin. And I'm pretty sure if Mike Tomlin was a free agent, all of our teams would want him.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. He's been there. He's done that. And he's had less on his team and had to – he's dealt with worse odds, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm nervous for the Arrowhead fans to show up in full force, and all of a sudden we see a 12-9 game is basically what I'm expecting. But I hope that's not what I see. I hope Kelsey gets 2, even though he got banged up in the last game. Matter of fact, I want my starter game to be that boy from Oregon. That's who I want my starter game to be, because he's the X factor. The secondary is still not great in Pittsburgh, but I'm scared of that front seven. I'm not even going to front.
I'm scared of TJ Watt.
See,
Yep.
and then when you bring up little names like that, then you start thinking like, wait, hold on, it ain't gonna be no 13-point route.
Don't forget about the other boy on the inside the line too.
But I love how now all of us are thinking like, wait, hold up, this might not be no route.
Yeah, don't forget about that linebacker too. You know, so the one in the middle.
Well, TJ Watt only had one tackle the last game they played him. So
Yeah,
I'm sure
that was the last game.
Not that long ago. Remember that?
Yeah, Christmas time. That's long ago.
Yeah, not long ago. So
A couple weeks ago.
Mike Tomlin, dude, he's not going to prepare.
Oh, I know.
It's a whole different thing when they're sitting in front of you playing, though.
And it's a little bit different when you got Mike Tomlin prepared.
It's gonna be different than that, man.
Look, as long as your playmakers show up and get you some of that yak, you good.
Yeah,
you good. That's what y'all do. Yeah, a little short pass here and there, and bomb every now and then, but short. You can get a little bit. Let the playmakers do their thing. Ease your way into the ball game.
So you want this one? You want this as Super Bowl?
Not me. I don't want that. I heard
never happen.
Julian Edelman betted $100,000 on that.
Yeah.
Boy, he's gonna make a lot of money if that hits.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about the Tampa Bay. I mean, I don't know about Tampa Bay. That's what I'm saying. They're struggling, and they're getting some guys
right now.
And they got some guys coming back from the injury. They put Fournette came back from the 21. They had 21 days to practice yet. So the guys coming back to practice. I know they gave Vita Veda a bunch of money, but they're going to be out a key guy on their defense. They got no receivers anymore. No Antonio Brown, no Chris Godwin. So, I mean, I know they got Tom Brady, and I guess, yeah, you don't go against Tom Brady because he can make anything out of what. So, but I just don't know. I mean, I think Philadelphia with that kid rested, and I think they're gonna shock some people. It's in Philly. Don't be surprised. I'm not. I don't know. But I guess I'm probably gonna take Philly on that one. Tampa Bay's favored by 8.5, but I don't understand how they pay 8.5. It's in Tampa. I mean, that's probably why it's in Tampa Bay. So I'll put it back. Unless they get the same refs that they were in the Super Bowl.
Hey, these refs this year have been horrible throughout the NFL.
I need to figure out how I can become a ref real quick.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Me too.
Yeah.
Help them out with some of these
calls.
calls.
Slim down, running up and down the field.
What?
I'll take $85,000.
Yeah, man.
Anybody give the Bills a chance to get into the AFC Championship game?
No.
Big boy.
Trying to remember who's the teams that they have to go through.
Well, right now they gotta go to New England first.
No,
they gotta beat New England.
Well, if there's a breeze in the wind, they ain't got a chance in hell because we've seen how they play in winning games against the Patriots.
Yeah. Anybody get the Bengals doing a Cinderella thing? Do you think they get anywhere? I mean, I beat the Raiders this weekend, but do you think they'll beat anywhere else?
I don't know, man. The Raiders seem to have their heart right now. That's what they are. They're just playing on heart and emotion, and it seems like teams are going to have a problem with them in the first round. I think that's it, though. I think second round they'll get dealt with pretty quickly, but I do believe it's a bad time for Cincinnati to run into the Raiders.
Okay, and I think the game of the week has to be that Monday night game.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Cardinals Rams. That's got to be the game of the week. I mean, I know the Niner Cowboy game is nostalgic, right? That's just nostalgic, just in general. But the Cardinals and the Ram game. I mean, these two guys were back and forth. They finished within one game of each other, and Arizona had this huge lead in the West. Got injured, and the Rams slowly but surely started coming in. But then they started getting injured, and then the Matthew Stafford. I'm not sure what Matthew Stafford we're going to get. We're going to get the dude that played from Detroit that was going and that throws the pick, that sealed the game against the Niners, or the conservative one that was really well in the beginning of the year, just given what the defense gives you. I kind of hope it's more. We'll see what happens. And then again, is Von Miller going to show up? I'm hoping Von Miller would. That defense should be unstoppable right now with Aaron Donald and Von Miller. And I don't know. And then he got Mr. Schwartz. and with Waddle coming back. So hopefully what's going on. Maybe your team cracks under pressure too, Wallace. I'm not quite sure. I mean, you preview this game for me.
Real quick, is Waddle playing this game?
Huh?
Is Waddle playing this game?
Yeah, he's playing this game.
Yep.
That honestly increases the chances for Arizona if Waddle plays this game. Eric Weddle plays this
coverage
game
at some point.
Yeah. Okay. You want to preview the game? First quarter.
Just a little bit.
3-6 field goals. Why field goals? The first drive is going to be real nice. The defenses are good on both lines, so I'm going to give the nod to both defensive lines. I'm glad he sees it because I'm an Arizona fan and I don't see it. What I see is basically how SoCal kind of did it for Derek Carr, is his name. I see Matthew Stafford winning his first playoff game at home, but in the second half, we're going to see Kyler Murray do Kyler Murray things. He's going to get the lead on a drive. He's going to leave about 1:57. And then all of a sudden, Cooper Kupp catches a slant and goes right down the middle of the field on a confusing defensive play. I can just see it. I see one safety looking down at the corner, one cutter. They hike the ball. Matthew Stafford doesn't even waste any time. He hits Cooper Kupp, and Cooper Kupp just keeps going. And my heart's going to drop right there because I'm going to get super excited when Arizona takes a lead in the fourth because the Rams are the Rams, and there's going to be a fumble by your favorite guy, OBJ. And then all of a sudden, Cooper Kupp is going to piss me off.
This is a family show.
Sorry. Cooper Kupp.
This guy over here, you guys. Yeah, that ain't gonna reach monster. We'll see what happens. I doubt it. But
so that's the way I see Arizona. But then again, it's only because of the inexperience of the coach in pressure situations that I see this happening. We've seen Sean McVay in pressure situations. He's not that bad at it. To despite whatever the media has said about Sean McVay in halftime after situations, football situations. But just to go back to SoCal for just one comment, that's Derek Carr. We all know this is going to overtime. Derek Carr is going to make one weird throw, and some dude we don't know his name is going to score in Cincinnati, and then the game's going to be over, and they're going to walk off, and then they're going to get dog walked in the next round.
Yeah.
Just as SoCal said it.
Yep.
Derek Carr first round, Tennessee Titans second round. See how that works?
Yeah, but you're going to run into a buzzsaw in that third round.
You mean the buzzsaw got to come to our house?
Yeah.
Big Chief.
it's your boy. It don't matter. But it's okay.
Hey, I think that's more. I think the Chiefs versus the Titans is more of a Super Bowl than the actual Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, and forget, we played actually better on the road this year than we did at home. So we actually got a better road record for strange reasons.
Tennessee is going to be more physical than any team who comes to our house.
So, we shall see. You guys can get beat because, oh my God, you guys almost lost that game against Houston. Okay.
You gotta also remember, I know Henry's coming back, but Ryan Tannehill has never played in a big game like that. So you got to watch out for that.
Really?
Ryan
Really?
Tannehill. Yeah, really.
Really? Oh, you mean when we went up to New England a couple years ago? Oh, they're not going to win. Oh, when Ryan Tannehill. Oh, and then he went to. Oh wait, you don't remember that? Oh, and then we beat them too, and then we went to Kansas City, where
lost.
That wasn't fair.
But we're not talking about a regular playoff game. We're talking about like division round football.
That's what I'm talking
the
about.
marbles are on the line.
Well,
So you've been to Super Bowl in the last 5 years?
Not the Super Bowl, but we've been to the title game.
He's been to the AFC Championship game.
And what happened?
2 years ago, and
We ran into the buzzsaw at the time. Okay, we ran into the Chiefs, and we were at their house.
But that's
It's time for
point.
revenge.
But that's my point. Is he's never gone to that game and succeeded. That moment has always been too much pressure for him.
and it's here now.
We'll see.
And he's I won't look. I've been saying it from day one. I want revenge. Look, me and any Tennessee Titan faithful, we don't want to play Oakland. We don't want to play Cincinnati. We definitely don't want to play Pittsburgh. We want Casey to come to our house, and then we want to stop a mud hole.
Man,
that's what we want to do.
You better hope that Patrick Mahomes doesn't hear you.
I want Patty to hear me. I want Patty to hear me. Just do me a favor. Email Patty and say, hey, get past Pittsburgh first, please. Because, like I said,
you're going to be quiet if you come back and they mollywop you. I can't wait for that show.
You don't call no Patty like the first name is Krabby.
There won't be no mollywop.
Joey going to be like, oh, man, I don't know. My 2 wallets turned into 1 wallet, and then it turned into a folded wallet.
Oh.
That's a good point. Because who's going to stop Derrick Henry?
The whole defense?
Chris Jones.
Who?
A whole defense? You have to stop him with the whole defense.
Chris Jones.
Everybody happened last time. It didn't happen last time.
Chris Jones was not playing in the middle last time. Chris Jones was playing on the end.
And he's not going to stop him on the end or on the middle this time.
And now we have Melvin Ingram. Also, we have.
Oh, you mean that guy who picks up fumbles? Derrick Henry don't do that.
I just think that playoff football is different for all the people that are in the comments saying Derrick Henry. I think what's important is
you mean like that?
Hold on. The playoff football is different than regular season football, where you can actually game plan specifically for a specific game plan, and they can take Henry out of the game completely by just getting the right sets out on the field.
I tell you what. I wouldn't be shocked if that actually does happen. They do take Henry out of this game, and they make Tannehill beat you, which I think he can, just because what Joe Burrow did with Chase, you may get, but your receivers are a little bit older than Jamar Chase, okay? And Tannehill is not Burrow. But, I mean, I'm with SoCal. I don't know if he can actually handle the pressure. We'll see what happens. Everybody plans to get run over by Henry.
You got to also remember right now the weather in the wintertime in Tennessee is not going to be the greatest. It's going to be windy, rainy, snowy.
And you got to also remember,
perfect to run the ball.
Henry is coming off an injury.
Yeah.
And let's remember Ryan can play action, and let's go ahead and let Ryan keep it. Ryan can run too.
I understand Ryan can keep it. I understand, but I trust Steve Spagnuolo, who we never talked about getting a head coaching job anywhere. Okay, I think he can plan. He's gonna bring the pressure. Same with Tyrann Mathieu. But we're talking like this game's gonna happen next week. Let's just see if this actually happens. We'll get to the preview.
Like I said, that's the Super Bowl away from the Super Bowl.
If there's a Titan Chiefs AFC Championship game in Tennessee, we'll bring it in, and we'll have this breakdown. But all right, I'm gonna get you a couple of non NFL topics real quick. One, John Lester, he retires after MLB. He retires pitching. He was a great all-star with the Cubs, and the Red Sox won 2 World Series. The best thing I know about John Lester was the guy was always afraid to throw to first base on a pickoff move because I think he didn't have one. But then in Boston, he kind of got one towards the end of his career. So I think he's a Hall of Famer. He won a World Series with the Cubs, and I think he won one with the Red Sox also. And also, Sue Bird is returning for her 19th season in the WNBA. So that is great to see. Other than that, between those two, I'll let you guys comment on that. Also, All-Star great game is coming in the NBA. I know we haven't really covered that much NBA real quick, but do you guys see any All-Stars as far as like who could be in the NBA?
Oh, yes.
I know 2 people that shouldn't get an invite. Anthony Davis should not get an invite.
Nope.
And Kyrie Irving should not get an invite.
Can I also add to that list?
Yeah, go
ahead.
James Harden shouldn't get an invite.
Preach, brother.
What's happening?
All right,
He's
so
like, fell
we-
off, huh?
Yeah. What happened to him? The curse of Kevin Durant. That's what happened.
Man.
No,
happens to
he's a
him?
point guard now.
No defense. No hustle.
Nope.
He just shoots the ball at this point.
All right. So who gets it? Who is going? And also, I heard Damian Lillard is going to have abdominal surgery, so he most likely is done for the year. So, but who goes? Who's going to the All-Star? Who you got so far? Early votes.
Only roads. Gotta have DeMar DeRozan in there. He went off this year. Like, if he's not up there, I don't know what anybody's doing. And Steph, without a doubt.
That's without a doubt, yeah.
Morant. Especially after I saw that block, that two-handed block, I was like, yeah, that solidifies some status. And of course, you got to have some flash in there. You got to get LaMelo Ball in there. It's entertainment, man. It's entertainment.
Ooh.
It's entertainment.
CP3, how about that?
Who you
Okay,
think-
so
it's like
CP
I want to, but I feel like one has a lot more of an arsenal than the other right now when it comes to flashiness. Like I said, it's entertainment.
CP3 or LaMelo Ball, if you figure you're going to have Steph and John Morant in. So you can only get one more guy. You picking CP3 or Ball?
I'm going to go with Ball.
I would go with CP3 by an inch.
SoCal, what you got? Who you think?
I'm going with Ball.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think I'm going with Ball too. I'm taking Ball. So I mean that's
Got to get the kid in there, man. The kid is flash and dash. Got to get him in there. He's
Then get him in the
sunshine,
skills
baby.
competition.
He likes to bake them cakes and shake them ankles, man. That's the kid.
There'll be a lot of nutmeg everywhere, people.
I'm telling you.
yeah. So right now in the conference standings, you got the Bulls at 27-11, leading the East, and Phoenix Suns by one game against the Warriors. Klay Thompson's back though. Klay Thompson possibly winning the comeback player of the year, or is it too early to see? I mean, I know he only has like one game under him, but what do we
Who
think?
else is in the race for that?
I guess you could say Kyrie if he actually comes back.
I'm about to say he did it to himself. There's a difference.
I heard he got hurt again. Did he get hurt again? I heard Kyrie got hurt again.
No,
Isn't that like your favorite player, SoCal?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say my favorite player, but I really liked him.
He's playing tonight.
Yeah.
He's playing tonight against Chicago.
Man, Joey, shoot me, man.
playing.
God, you don't forget nothing.
Nope.
All right. So,
Yeah, just like I remember that, according to Big Boy, the Browns and the Buccaneers were supposed to play in the Super Bowl, but we didn't even touch that part.
Oh man.
That was looking real good to me before the season. I was like, yeah,
You gotta watch out for Joey. Joey's got an ammo just saved in
bruh.
the gun,
Yeah.
man.
That team fell. It just fell apart. I
Out
understand it.
killing folks.
shots fired.
And then I didn't even hear nothing about Myles Garrett for a while too. He fell off the map too for a second.
He
Yeah.
got hurt.
Hey, yo, this is Joey right here. Shots fired. All right. Shots
Yeah.
I see how it is. I see it is. Yeah. He was shooting those shots because of the ball thing. That's what it was. Because I wanted to know. Y'all agree with me. That's what happened.
And Romero, I keep telling you, I have reason to hate LeBron. When you're supposed to be the best player in the world, you cannot come onto my team and then me visually watch you on TV quit in the NBA championship. Anybody saying that he's better than Kobe, better than LeBron, better than Wade, I'm sorry. Get that out of here. If I see you quit, you will never, ever get that he's the greatest out of my mouth. Period.
And I
So,
don't
Romero,
think
that's
he's-
where you go.
I don't think if you're calling yourself the king or the greatest that you need to go link up with everybody else in order to win that ring. You want to win that ring, you go do it by yourself like the old timers did it. You go do that.
That's
Giannis
today's-
did it.
Giannis
That's-
did do it.
by the way, he beat your Heat in the finals. But then
Yeah, I
again,
know. Hey, I need AD. I needed to come up here and beat Miami.
You can't really say nothing though because you got him to go with Bosch and Wade to win a title in Miami.
SoCal is my witness, and I believe you were there too. I don't want LeBron. I never wanted LeBron. I wanted Rudy Gay, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade because they were all up for the same contract.
You know who I'm getting? I'm getting Renee because he's the greatest. So I'm gonna get Renee.
We gotta wonder when he's coming back on the show. That's what we gotta know.
So, but it's this year. It's just this type of basketball. That's what everybody is. Everybody wants to play with everybody. I mean, you got the same thing in Brooklyn. Okay, yeah, it didn't work out, but Harden, Durant, and Irving. Okay, everybody's trying to make the big three. It's not like the old days. You know, there is no more, and there is no more. I want to beat everybody mentality anymore. Okay, it died. I hate to say this, but it died with Kobe Bryant. Okay, it died with Kobe Bryant. There is nobody that's going to say, I want to play. I don't want to play. I want to beat you. There's nobody else in this league that does that. Nobody else in this league that will do to say, I think everybody wants to play with each other. Kawhi wanted to get Paul George to convince him to come to LA. Okay. All right. Why are you looking that way for George?
You got an eye booger.
How dare you? How dare you disrespect Giannis? He makes pride and opportunity with not training with other people.
Had one good year. That he won the title.
Say that he's open to going to a different market after saying a couple of years ago that he didn't want to go to a big market.
He said at the end of this year, at the end of the last year, that he doesn't want to be in a good. Doesn't want to go to a big market team and go join people. I get that, but he's not that killer mentality. He doesn't have that. Now, when it comes to that beating everybody, he has quote unquote killer mentality. But you pick Giannis, you're gonna pick Giannis right now. You're gonna start your franchise out of all the players right now in the NBA right now.
I would put Giannis and Bam on the same team against everybody and wreck the league. That's one way to do it.
Yeah.
Because Giannis is going to control the paint, and guess what? Bam can play the perimeter.
But then there you go. You want to put him with somebody. That's what I'm saying. Everybody is putting somebody with somebody.
Look, since you can go back as far as you want, there's always been two guys on a team. Stockton, Malone, Magic, Kareem, Shaq, Kobe, right. Powell. Like, how far you want to go back to keep going? Shaq, Wade.
Yeah, but I don't think that some of those players were necessarily they weren't really like two superstars. I think, when Magic came into the league, he wasn't a superstar yet. He was going to eventually become, but he wasn't a.
But it only took 1 year for Magic to become that star.
I get it. I think the same thing with Kobe. Nobody knew Kobe was going to turn into Kobe when Kobe, came into the league and was loaded up with Shaquille O'Neal. Nobody knew that was going to happen. Exactly my point.
They got O'Neal away from Orlando, right? They got him here, and then they were able to convince, and tried. Because remember, they didn't start Kobe Bryant right away.
No.
I still remember the crowd chanting Kobe
yeah.
for an 18-year-old kid to get on the court.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
Remember it was on Channel 9? They used to play the Laker games on Channel 9?
Yeah.
K-Cal
9. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where you got your name? K-Cal, SoCal?
No, actually, in the Dolphin fan realm, there's a guy named North Cal that I met in 2008, and I just thought it would be genius if he was North Cal and I was SoCal.
There you go. That is very good. So, but yeah, it's. I like. Oh, by the way, Jordan.
Here we go.
Jordan had an all-star team. Jordan did not have an all.
He did not have an all-star team.
Okay.
John, if you can come on here and say if you remember one of the centers that he played with, one. And if he says Dennis Rodman, y'all can get him at work later.
Wasn't it like Cartwright played with him?
Thank you, Bill Cartwright.
Luke
Longley got one.
Luke Longley. Luke
Yeah,
Longley.
Luke Longley, that's the other one. Okay.
Yeah, Luke Longley. Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah, and
he thought he was tough and he was flexing. Luke Longley was a fool, man. I was like, Luke is a nut. This dude out of here. What's he doing?
Oh, and the other guy who was the power forwards, okay? Dennis Rodman and Horace, okay? Not
I
bad.
loved Horace Grant. I loved Horace
Grant, yeah, we all love Horace Grant. And,
yeah.
Well, Big Chief Daddy was a Magic fan back then, so I get it.
Yeah. I met him
Horace Grant,
in the Staples Center. Was a great guy.
Horace Grant, man, I had his number back when I played junior basketball, junior high. I played basketball. I used I picked Horace Grant's number.
Oh, cool.
So
Did you have the goggles?
Yeah, I wanted the goggles. If I had to wear glasses, I would definitely put the goggles on.
Right.
You know? So, but
They used to call me the Tractor, so I picked 32 because I was also a Shaq fan back then. But
But I think back
I couldn't
then
be the Diesel.
I think back then, basketball built teams from the ground up. They drafted great players. Right now, it's all about free agency. So that's why this time it's like, no. I want to play with you. You want to play with me. Let's get together. Let's find somebody else. Let's get together. So,
I mean,
I get what you're saying, but there's 3 very specific teams.
You're stirring it up, yeah.
There's 3 very specific teams that still draft and build. One, I mean, is it obvious? It's Milwaukee.
mm-hmm.
And then 2, I know y'all can't hate on Miami. We signed people to go with our homegrown talent.
Yeah, and I can't hate on Miami. I think Pat is just always done a great job, no matter where he's been, and he's created a juggernaut consistently over there in Miami.
And then none of us can hate on Golden State because all 3 of them dudes was drafted there. It wasn't a free agent thing. And now they got a 4th with Weissman. And Weissman is learning how to play the game from Draymond. It's only a matter of time before that's going to turn scary. Weissman, Draymond, Clay is now back and had, 2.5 years off? And then Clay and Steph? I mean.
Wiggins could still ball.
You know what? He might be 70, but he still will get into a fight on the court. Don't put him on the court. He'll get into a fight. There's a reason why he got handed the keys, and he hasn't given them to Jimmy Butler yet. There's a reason why Udonis Haslem runs the practices. Kobe used to be that guy.
Hey, where do we put Utah?
I told you, Utah's going to finish with the best record in the West.
So they're going to overtake, because they're 3rd right now. So they're going to overtake Golden State and Phoenix.
Maybe not Golden State, but I already told you. I got them finished 1st in the West.
But
I don't know how far they go.
They're homegrown, though, right? I mean, you can put them in the home, you could put them in the homegrown. You could probably put maybe Denver as well in the homegrown. In the homegrown.
Yeah, their 2 stars are homegrown.
In the Western. Ben Simmons, yay or nay, gets traded this week before the All-Star game.
I hope so.
Traded.
It needs to be.
But the question becomes, who does he get traded to, and who does he get traded for?
Yeah.
Sacramento or Boston. Sacramento trades De'Aaron Fox because they need to turn a corner here. And then you pair De'Aaron Fox along with the big injured guy. Okay? Or you go to Boston and you say Jaylen Brown. We know the big injured guy is going to get hurt, and we want you to be the next James Harden, and Jaylen Brown takes his talents to Philly.
To Embiid, you think Embiid, Joel Embiid,
the big injured guy?
That's the name of it. That's the name of it. That big from Philadelphia, right?
Yeah, the big injured guy.
Joel, he does got a name, Embiid.
No, the big injured guy. Because I never see him on the court because the dude's always injured. So the big injured guy. Is he hurt right now? He was hurt a couple weeks ago.
Nah.
He is. Something like he's the Iron Giant at the beginning of the movie.
If he is.
No, he's the Iron Giant from Ready Player One, the one that was hanging off the thing and then just.
Oh.
They had to build him back.
All right, we got about 15 minutes left of this show for right now. We'll start with SoCal. Anything you're looking forward to this week? If anything, sports, non-sports related, what do you got?
I'm looking forward to these playoff games. These NFL playoff games is kind of what I'm excited for. I always love playoff football. There's really nothing like it. And I also, for me being a Dolphin fan, I'm looking forward to the coaching search and the off season. It's kind of where I'm at. I love the off season. It's probably one of my favorite times of the year. So we're getting into my season that I enjoy. So,
all right, Big Boy, what you looking at?
I want my Rangers to come back and get a dub. I'm trying to get more into the hockey scene, and we ain't doing too good Monday. I got to tip my hat to get Kings on that one.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get a bounce back game. We play tomorrow. We got the Sharks. That should be a decent dub. Come out on top. Get back to our winning ways.
Two wallets.
This one is for Big Boy, even though it's my turn. I'm looking forward to see if it comes to the pipeline that Quentin Harris of the Arizona Cardinals, if they lose this weekend, will get an interview with the New York Giants for the GM job. And then I'm thinking that he's most likely going to hire one of Derek's favorite coaches from the last few years. He was just coach of the Jets. I think he's in Tampa right now coaching the defense. So it'll be fitting all within the next couple of weeks. Tampa loses, Arizona loses, and we have a new regime in New York. That's really what I'm looking forward to.
We need one desperately.
Quentin Harris is the guy to look out for, guys. President of player personnel for the Arizona Cardinals right now. And you guys got to admit, he's done one heck of a job.
Mm-hmm. I concur.
All right. Well, I am looking forward to two things. One, obviously, yes, the playoffs. And two, I'm looking forward to MLB. Get a deal done. It's January. Pitchers and catchers should be reporting next month. Get a deal done. I do not want spring training to be delayed. I don't need you to go on a strike, because if you go on a strike, I'm sorry to say, but baseball is done. Baseball will be done in this. It's already favoring here and there, but this is done. Baseball will be done. So MLB, get it together. Get yourselves your contract. Get back to the negotiating table. Sit down. I don't care if you got to pull an all-nighter. Sign something up. So that's what I'm looking for. Romero has also said he is looking forward to Parsons killing Jimmy G.
Michael Parsons is fast, though.
Hey, yeah.
Yes, he is. And he is calling for 2 INTs. So this
By Dig, yeah.
Or by Dig. So, and he says he's the defensive player of the year. So,
I don't know. That I'm sorry, that's TJ Watts. He tied Michael Strahan's sack record.
Yeah. He tied it or did he break it?
He tied it.
He tied it.
And
say,
in 15 games.
Yeah, thank you. He didn't play the whole season. He was out for a few games.
So I gotta say though, at least he tied it with a real sack, unlike the Brett Favre laying down on. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Your boy don't get that record. He still never gets that record because Brett Favre laid down on him. But all right, guys. Well, it's been a great show. I appreciate everybody for watching, chiming in. Good luck to you guys' draft, and good luck to the football teams this year. Let's go Chiefs. Let's beat the Steelers, so I don't have to hear any more talk, especially from anybody. Looking forward to seeing who's getting hired for the Giants, for the Dolphins. But real quick before I sign off, last question: what team is the sexy team in the street as far as coaching's availability?
Who's the sexy hire?
Not the sexy hire. Who's the sexy team? You're a head coach. Where do you really want to go?
This is gonna sound weird, so I'll go last.
Dolphins.
I don't think the sexy place to go is Miami. I think from a football standpoint right now, I'm gonna say something. I think the sexy place to go is gonna be the Bears.
Okay.
That's what I think. And I know a lot of people out there aren't gonna agree, but I just think that they have the tools. If they can get the right coach there, they can turn that place around real fast.
Big boy.
I actually like the Dolphins. They proved that they could win some games. They proved that they got what it takes. They have the cupboards full. They can do something.
Yeah.
And it's a
Big Chief.
So I like the Vikings.
That's
I like Minnesota. I think I'm going to Minnesota. I know they don't got a quarterback, or maybe they got Cousins, or maybe not Cousins. But okay. But I like the way I like that defense, and I think you can build with that team. And you don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers as far as after this year. So you maybe get a bit of a bump up because you're not, the Lions are going to be suffering and the Bears might be suffering. This might be your take where we can overcome this division and win this division next year. So I'm going Minnesota. What about you two, Wallets?
Okay. Now I'm going to need my full 90 seconds for this one. Only because I've had this conversation partly with you and SoCal. We touched on it a little bit. Big boy, you're new to the Black Monday thing. So here we go. What do we all look for when we go to a new team? They got to have a quarterback. Okay? The Jacksonville Jaguars job might be the sexiest job for a couple of guys. I'm going to tell you right now. SoCal, we talked about this. If he leaves Chicago without a contract, your former coach, he can go to Jacksonville and get all the control because they need to rebuild. And they just had the number 1 pick last year, and they're going to get to do it again. Plus, they're in the top 10 in free agency. They got money. And if the rumors are true, which SoCal alluded to, there is some players that do like to play with him and the way he did run things. And there are obviously players that didn't. That's going to be a scary team next year.
All right.
If he ends up in Jacksonville.
All right, guys. Well, again, I want to say thank you very much for watching, and just remember to look for us next week. Look for sport daddy-daughter picks coming out sometime later in the week. Playoff edition, AS wild card picks for the playoffs. So for Big Chief, to Wallet, SoCal, Derek, Big Boy, we will talk to you guys later. Have a great day.